Hi guys, Steve here. Well, we had a few months without them screwing up, so that was nice. So Ark has added a new Pyromane DLC creature to the game that costs $5. And that's a real bad sign of things to come, because it opens a door for them to keep adding more paid creatures in the future. You remember back before Ark Survival Ascended came out, when they said the remastered version would be so much and you would get all the maps and everything with it. Yeah, they did say that there would be paid mods, but those would be optional and it's up to you if you want to pay and install those, so that's fine. Because the people who didn't want them didn't have to. That's the only thing they mentioned at the time we would be paying for, nothing else. Then when Ark Ascended Scorched Earth came out, they sprung Bob's Tall Tales paid DLC on us. I was in two minds and torn about getting that because, first, it looks dishonest as they never mentioned it. Second, it looks money grabbing. Third, it's going to split the community between those that have it and the ones that don't. Fourth, it's pay to win as the ones that have it can do stuff the others can't. And fifth, we've already paid for Ark twice and now they want extra. But we sold it as extra creatures, equipment and skins for all the upcoming DLC maps. So I thought, okay, it might be worth it. And as a YouTuber I have to cover it anyway and give my opinion on it. But now they expect us to pay for new DLC creatures as well, and that opens a door for some really scummy shit. People who will defend anything bad Snail Games does, and help to destroy the game as they're unable to see long-term outcomes, will say, oh, it's just one creature, you don't have to buy it. No, if people buy this, then they'll give them a green light to add more and more paid DLC creatures in the future. They even say in the description that introducing the first of a new series of fantastic tames for Ark Survival Ascended, the Pyromane. Owners of one of this new class of creatures gain access to a wondrous array of useful abilities. Yeah, the Pyromane has overpowered abilities that are pay to win. I thought one of the reasons given to nerf cryopods was so you couldn't bring creatures into caves. But if you pay for this, now you have a shoulder pet that turns into one of the best, if not the best cave runners you can get. So is this an example of creating a problem just so you had to pay to fix it? And it's OP in PvP because it's a shouldered mounted flamethrower, so it is pay to win. This series of creatures is called Fantastic Tames, so they could bring out other series of creatures as well. You're just paying $5 for one creature now, then another $5, then another $5, and it all adds up. Then how about $10 for a better creature later on? Then $20. How about sticking the Borog in for $50? Or why not for a limited time Godzilla for $100? I hope Snail doesn't see this or it'll give him ideas. So by starting this, after a while Ark will start to feel like a free-to-play mobile game, where you have to buy each hero to play with them. The thing is though, Ark isn't free. We've already had to pay for this twice. There is no limit of what they could get you to pay for now. And before you know it, the map could be filled with paid for DLC creatures, running amok, interfering with your normal dinos and tames, taking up spawn points, and you can't interact with them unless you pay. You can't remove them, and every time you see one, it will be a reminder that they're trying to rip you off. The second excuse, oh, it's just a mod, you don't have to buy it, and the money goes to the mod creator. What are you talking about? No, it's not a mod at all. It was created by Wildcard and all the money goes to them. Plus, it's not a mod as you don't choose to install it in your own game through the mod system. They have added it to the main game and they force you to have it in your game if you want it or not. The third excuse, they need to sell the DLC dinos to help with game development. Well, if that's the case, we all might need to worry. Because we've already brought and paid for the Ark Survival Ascended development when it was first released. Don't we have the money to finish the maps we've already paid for before the money runs out? And that would also mean we're paying for Ark 1 3 times now. It's more likely that it's to pay for Ark 2 development. Maybe, if it's even getting worked on. But they said selling the Ark Survival Ascended was a way to pay for the Ark 2 development. So with paying for all these new DLC creatures, would we be paying for the Ark 2 development twice before it even comes out? Then buying it again full price once it's released. If it's released. I think Ark Survival Ascended didn't sell anywhere near as many copies as they hoped for. They showed us the stats on how many millions of copies they sold in the first week. but I'm betting many of those people refunded the game once they realised their PCs couldn't play it. Or on the consoles when they were getting 10 FPS and their save games kept getting deleted. Has that been fixed yet? And that is probably one of the main reasons why a lot of people are still playing the old Ark instead of a new one. There's probably a shortfall in money, so to try and top it up, they came up with the idea of selling Bob's Tall Tales to the people who kept ASA, but again that DLC might not have sold as many as they hoped for, so now they are selling DLC creatures just to keep going, in my opinion. But there is also a fourth excuse what the fanboys fail to take into account. It's that the money we are paying for Ark doesn't always go to Ark. It looks like a lot of the Ark 1 money went to Snail Games owner's failed electric vehicle car startup company, instead of improving Ark or hiring server moderators to stop the cheating on the servers. And money goes on other projects as well. You remember Snail Games' new NFT game Project Hermes they showed off a year ago before the bottom crashed out the NFT market? Well, where do you think they got the money to develop that? So little or none of the new DLC creature money could be going towards Ark. We just don't know. They might just be milking us for as much money as they can get. And that's not even including all the millions of debt Snail Games has still got to pay off. And that their share price has now fell under $1 for over a month. So tell me, if you had known that you'd be paying for Ark Survival Ascended remaster, then Bob's Tall Tales DLC pack, then DLC Dinos, would you have brought Ark Ascended? Yeah, a lot of you would still say yes, especially the ones that can afford it, but I'm betting a lot of you who have got it would have said no. And as more paid DLC creatures are added, people are going to feel more scammed and pissed off. So whatever reason they're selling DLC creatures now, it's not a good look and it's not going down well. So go on, keep saying it's only a $5 creature over and over until it's not. Even more players will get pissed off with the game and leave, and you've just helped to kill Ark. I could get the Pyromane or the creatures and DLCs, but I'm not making this video for me, it's for people that struggle to afford it. The Ark players. You guys, I love you guys. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think about all this. Am I right? Am I wrong? Will you be buying all the new DLC creatures? Let me know in the comments below. Please like and subscribe if this video is helpful, and share it with your friends if you think it will help them out. Click the bell notifications and all to get notified when I upload next. Check out the links below if you want to join Patreon and buy anything from a merch store or rent a server. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll link other videos at the end. Goodbye.